players will be able to transfer their Pokemon from Pokemon Home only if they appear in the Galar region Pokedex.
Hey friends, before we get started, Crystal Cheng is here. She's a filmmaker and super swag-nominal person who helped write this video.
Hi, thanks for having me here.
Everyone say hi. Today, we're talking about Ape Escape. This series hasn't seen a new installment since 2005, but it's had a pretty significant impact on the world of gaming. The apes have escaped, and it's your job to capture them. Sometimes you play as Discount Yugimoto, but in Ape Escape 2, you play as Ash Ketchum alongside Pikachu and Misty.
Isn't it cool? Just like Pippacheese! No, that's not the point!
It was the first game to require the DualShock's dual analog controls. Move with the left stick, use items with the right, and manage your inventory with your face buttons. It's an atypical setup, but once you get a feel for it, it's a lot of fun to play with. Ape Escape is a very straightforward series, but the designers took full advantage of the game's concept in a way not a lot of other games do. On the surface, the game is for collectors. It has a nice checklist flow that feels good to complete. However, it's the elements of exploration that bring out this game's full potential. Today, we will examine how Ape Escape 2 uses exploration to keep the simple loop of capturing apes fresh, and how the unconventional controls enforced those ideas.
So, a little while back, I made a video on the play loop of Kingdom Hearts. Check out the full video here, but to sum it up real quick, Kingdom Hearts takes a 3-act structure and implements that cycle in goals throughout the game. For example, upon entering a room, the 3-act structure is establish a goal in conflict, defeat the Heartless, and then you collect treasures and move on to the next room where you repeat the process. It was simple, but Kingdom Hearts 1 used this system to make a game where pressing the X button a whole bunch was an engaging experience. I also talked about how messing with those smaller components, things like level design and treasure hunting, made Kingdom Hearts 2 a lot more brainless for the casual playthrough. I know that there's more depth to the combat, but that's not important to the video. Anyways, I'm off topic. The point is, Kingdom Hearts messed with its formula and the worlds inhabited became a lot duller. Let's get into some monkey business and talk about how you can mess with the formula in a good way.
In Ape Escape, you get a bunch of cool different gadgets and gizmos, and you visit a variety of locales. But no matter what's in your hand or where you are, the objective is simply catch some Pokemon.
We can apply the same 3-act structure from Kingdom Hearts to Ape Escape. Identify the target in conflict, clear some obstacles, and capture the ape. The goal is always clear, and aside from the occasional boss fight, Ash's goal never changes. So what does Ubisoft do to mix up the core loop without ruining the flow of the game?
To put it simply, Ape Escape takes their established 3-act structure and mixes those acts in all sorts of different combinations. Exploration and discovery is the key to making this work.
Check this out. Use the Ape sensor to detect an ape and read the silly description, explore the world, solve obstacles and progress, and then approach and capture the ape. Pretty clear flow of play, right? Well, bam! Use the Ape sensor to find apes and read the silly descriptions, explore the world, and wait, that is a different ape. Catch ape number 2, and then resume back on your path to explore and capture ape number 1. Ape Escape encourages player exploration, more on that in a minute, which gives the developers more opportunities to mix and match the various parts of the looped sequence in a way that's still engaging. Now, Ape Escape isn't the only series to use this mix and match style play loop. Games like Breath of the Wild do it on a much greater scale. You establish a goal, and while you're attempting to achieve it, boom! The game throws us a brand new challenge that intercepts our initial goal. Not only does this method of loop disruption keep us on our toes by constantly throwing us new challenges, but because these challenges are intercepting an initial goal, there's no dead air, so it's immediately back on track to the original goal.
Sometimes they throw obstacles in with the ape encounter, and that creates a brand new experience without having to make anything brand new. Unlike Kingdom Hearts, the game elements that make up the core loop in Ape Escape are able to work together in different ways. Throwing enemies into boss fights is done in Kingdom Hearts occasionally, but even when it's done, it really doesn't change the Mash X strategy.
I mentioned that exploration is a key factor in why Ape Escape succeeds in breaking its loop and Kingdom Hearts doesn't. Obviously, there are things like the various environments and the plethora of gadgets that make the world of Ape Escape feel vast and expansive. On top of that, they pace out each world with unique platforming, obstacles, and apes. Some of the apes are in areas that you just can't reach on your first visit, so revisiting these levels has purpose. Now, I could go more into detail on those elements, but instead, I'd like to look at something equally as important: the camera. Now, I've talked a lot about camera on this channel. Maybe there's a strong interest in camera because I have my degree in film, or maybe I talk about it a lot because I'm trying to keep my content unique and that's an overlooked part of game design.
Regardless, how you frame a story is a huge component to any visual media, and in games specifically, the control you give players is equally important. What sort of story is your game's camera trying to tell? Well, in most 3D games, the standard camera control is the right stick, and it doesn't get much deeper than that. It is purely a functional control.
However, since Ape Escape's control scheme has the right stick occupied as Ash's gadget control, the game had to give players different means to control camera. Ape Escape gives players camera control through the D-pad, L2's first person mode, and L1's recenter function. Now right off the bat, this may seem like a little much. Giving us 3 different camera options for camera control can come across like overcompensating for the lack of right stick camera, but it appropriately aids the play experience meant to be conveyed.
We have the L1 centering button to remedy the fast-paced action. Plus, there's an improved sense of spatial awareness that comes from using the right stick to control your items. Now, like I said before, Ape Escape encourages player exploration, and exploration is a slow and methodical process, and a snappy, inaccurate camera doesn't handle that experience well. Both the D-pad and first-person mode asks the player to stop moving in order to fully take in the environment. In terms of the core play loop, slowing exploration down through camera control allows it to be another modifiable element.
In most games that have a right stick camera, looking around is a passive element of the game. It's easy to do while moving, so it can be inserted anywhere into the cycle without disruption. And to be fair, a lot of people like it that way. But I'm of the opinion that while something may seem optimal, that doesn't make it the one true answer. The efficiency doesn't convey a deeper part of the narrative. Like we said, the slower camera options ask the player to take in the world in a more explorative sense. And this isn't the only way to use camera to tell a video game story. In Kingdom Hearts, the lock-on feature swings the camera to target the nearest enemy, because that's a game all about beating up enemies and quickly moving on to the next thing to whack. And yes, these camera systems are niche, but they support the story being told in a deeper way than a simple right stick control can. Alright, got a bunch of different ideas flowing through here, so let's wrap it up and head home.
Ape Escape games are a prime example of how to fully flesh out a concept. From the simple premise of gotta catch 'em all, Ubisoft created a game that can convey a variety of complex experiences without breaking the bank on a gigantic world.
They achieved this by taking the 3-act structure of the play loop and mixing up when these components are experienced. On its own, this technique of breaking and reassembling the loop is already pretty successful. However, Ape Escape takes it a step further and brings a sense of exploration to a game about collection. We can see the intent from designers even in how the camera is implemented. Personally, I think some of the best designed games are the ones where you can break apart the core loop and reconstruct it over and over again in completely different ways. If you're interested in a breakdown of gameplay loops and the loops within those loops, check out my video on Kingdom Hearts. And if you're interested in more ways to utilize game's camera, check out Nick Robinson's video breaking down another time the camera was used in a unique way. Anyways, hope this at least set the foundation for a deeper exploration into game design and the theory behind it. Thanks again, Crystal, for coming through.
Thanks for having me, Isaac.
She does all sorts of work in film, so be sure to check her work out.
Yeah, you can follow me on social media, and I also have a website, and if you like, you can check it out in the description below.
Keep on monkeying on Ape Escape.